Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am in beautiful Colorado, Park County, and if you take this road down to the right, you'll come out on Highway 285 just up from the town of Grant. And the way we're going to go is up on this road to the left and head up to the top of the highest peaks you can see back there. That's called Red Cone Pass. Some really spectacular views from up there, some great riding to get there, and it's really going to be something. The fall colors are starting up here, so it should be a real pretty day from up above. But we've got this series of small lakes and creeks through the valley here. So this ought to be a spectacular ride. Red Cone is something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. This is pretty much inaccessible from the end of September on until about July, when the snow finally melts off of this area. We're coming up on the middle of September, so it's getting real close to the end of the season for this particular ride. And today I'm on the amazing Cyrusher Trident. This Trident is a big mid-drive motorbike. It has really been spectacular so far. I've taken it out on some pretty good mountain rides. Great power curve, long range. It's got a 52-volt battery, 20 amp hour, full air suspension, D&M forks, has Star Union components, brakes and headlights and all. Shimano rear derailleur, a huge M620 Bafang motor, has D&M AirShock rear suspension with a nice 4-link design. It is a spectacular adventure bike. So I'm really excited about this. This is going to be a really fun day, and we've got some great trails to get to. But right now I'm parked next to this really cool lake, and I'm going to get unloaded and get all my stuff together. This is going to be an awesome ride today. It's a pretty technical Jeep trail up Red Cone. It's got some pretty tough spots, and it's extremely steep in sections. So it'll be a lot of fun to see how this bike does on it. I'm just running along in eco mode right now, which is essentially power assist level 1. Head off to the right on Red Cone Road. Okay, here they say experience 4x4 drivers only. And we've got another split in the road. We're going to Red Cone, so we're going to the right here. What's fun about the e-bikes is that you can just go around just about everything. I expect there to be miles of road just like this. This is awful fun. We probably will run up on some Jeeps somewhere in this area. This road is insane. It's just nothing but loose rock. I'm looking about 20 feet ahead trying to pick a line through this stuff, but there isn't always an obvious one. Really crazy though. This is what this road has been the entire way, and it is definitely a full body workout. If I remember right, the Jeep, hate when I jam a pedal. If I remember right, the Jeep magazines rate this as a 5.5 or a 6 for difficulty. And it is a very loose, very rocky trail. I'm hoping that once I get above timberline, that this settles down a bunch. We'll see. Got some Jeeps heading up. The kid on the motorcycle is stuck there, and now he's holding up the Jeeps. Shows how incredibly steep and rocky this is when a KTM can't just ride straight on up this. It's really kind of fun riding along with these Jeep guys. Taking a little breather here and letting the Jeeps get further up the road. The Jeeps were working hard on this next section. Let's go around the corner and see what we got here. can see why they were having to go slow on that. But being on two wheels, we're able to just power right on up and around all that stuff. The Cyrusher Trident here is just kicking butt up these trails. Just doing so well. No issues at all. The only time I ever have any problem at all moving up the road is when it's just so loose and rocky that rocks start rolling underneath the tires. But there's not a bike on the planet that can handle those kind of conditions. So these fat tires do so well in these super rocky areas. So much better than like a 2.6 wide tire. You don't have to pick your way nearly as carefully with the fat tires. You can just kind of roll over so many things that you wouldn't even try on a thinner tired bike. So really awesome in rocks. If you look over here, going up this mountain, that's where we're heading next. Up and over the top of that. And it's pretty much straight up and very, very steep from what I hear. It looks like it from here for sure. So that's our next big climb here. We're doing really well. We're still at 70% of the battery. So I will definitely be bumping up to probably the sport mode to do this big climb. Once we get to the top of this, then we've got some rolling hills on the big saddle up above there. We're going to be at about 12,500 feet above sea level on the top. Right now we're probably, I'd guess, 11,500, something like that right here where we sit. I've been waiting a while for those Jeeps to start heading up, and they must be stopped at the bottom of it. Maybe they're having a lunch break or something. So I'm going to go ahead and ride on by and get started on it. Hi there. Hey guys. I can tell from here that this hill is going to hurt. Oh, it's so steep. Man, I'm gonna go to my lowest gear. Do I go to the left or to the right? There's usually one path that's slightly easier than the other. I definitely want the easiest one. Okay, I had to push this section here. It is just vertical. We've got a little short break here, and then we head right back up. We'll see how it goes. But it's just the technicality of this riding. It's just so steep. The dirt's very loose in between the rocks, and then there are a lot of rocks. So it just makes it a very technical trail. Oh yeah.
We're gonna clear this. Awesome. Let me roll through this part here, just since I'm still got some forward momentum here. Next big climb over here is the top. What we just did, we got to do that over again, probably twice as far. That is a hell of a climb. Whew, man. Man, wow, check out this view. This trail runs right along the ridge here all the way to the top, but it is a long ways down. Holy moly. Well, we made it to the top of Red Cone Peak. Here we are. There's the Trident, and the elevation is 12,801 feet. So, just an insane climb up here. Had these two big climbs, and we came from way out there. You can kind of see the road coming in way in the distance, and that's where we parked and started. We are going to take this other pass back to the car, and that's going to wind down and go down the valley over on this side. So a different way back than what we came up. I had to stop here and show you what we just came down. This is probably the steepest slope I've ever come down in my life with a bike. The Jeeps just made it up to the top there, but this downhill here is absolutely terrifying. It is the steepest thing I've ever gone down on a bike, without a doubt. Just insane.
You got to move. You got to move. You got to move, child. You got to move. When the Lord is ready, you gotta move. You may be high, you may be low, you may be rich, child, you may be poor. When the Lord get ready, you gotta move. You got to
These things just, nope. Whew. We made it down off of the top of Red Cone. Don't let anybody confuse you about this. There are three very distinct and separate steep downhills on there. It's not just one. This is just the last of the three here. And yeah, it's serious, so you better know what you're doing if you're coming up here four-wheeling. Used 48% of the battery. We have 52% battery left, so that's quite a range for this bike. You could definitely get in a very full day ride with one charge. So awesome. Well guys, it's been a long day, and I'm gonna get loaded up and get out of here, so I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.